Okay, so now that I need to calculate the thickness of my fluid layer from just an image, I need to know something known as the attenuation constant. Now that is what I'm trying to calculate here today using this setup, which I'll show you in a while. Okay, so this is what my experimental setup looks like. I have a laser. This is a red laser. This is the source of light for my experiment. Now detecting the light source, detecting the light, we have a detector here at the bottom. In between the light and the detector, we have a tube that holds the liquid. Now, let me just show you what the liquid looks like. This is the liquid. It looks very fancy and colorful, but it's nothing more than just an aqueous solution of glucose with, of course, some ink added to it. So as you can see, we have a tube here with certain markings, which shows, these markings are going to show you the thickness, or rather the depth or height of the fluid that we will be filling inside. The whole idea here is to fill the cylinder here with the fluid, and as we change the height of the fluid, the amount of light that is going to be detected here by the detector is going to vary. And finally, what I plan to do is to plot a graph between the depth and the intensity of light. From that graph, I should be able to find out my attenuation constant. Alright, so the single most important part before I start taking any readings is to level the equipment here. So I have three parts that I want to be absolutely leveled. First of all is the laser, then is the cylinder, and then is the detector. Now I will be able to get correct readings only if all three of them are absolutely normal to each other. Reason being, we know that we have a laser here which is shooting out a light beam, and we will be having fluid in this particular cylinder. So if there is any angle, we are going to face refraction, and as a result of that, I'll not be getting the desired result. I'll not be getting all of the light coming and falling onto the detector here. And what I have here is a spirit level, and I should also be turning off the light for some time, right? Okay, so what I place a spirit level over here, and I try to ensure that this entire thing is leveled. The detector is level right now. The next thing that I want to do is I want the light to be absolutely normal to it. Now for that, what I do is that I place a mirror. So I have a reflecting mirror over here, and I place the mirror. Now only if this laser is absolutely normal to the detector, I'll see the light beam coming down and reflecting from the mirror and going straight back up here, right? So that's what I'll try to do. We turn on the laser. Okay, the laser is on, and now what I want is that the light beam that comes and falls on the mirror should go right back up to the source itself. If there's any angle, I would see the light beam going haywire. I want it to fall exactly on the mirror and go straight back up. Okay. Okay, so now we have the laser and the mirror completely level. If I look over here, I can see the light beam going straight back up. I don't see the light beam anywhere on top, right? So it's going straight back up into the laser itself. So that essentially means that the two of them are absolutely parallel. The third thing that I need to level here is the cylinder. And once again, I use the spirit level that I had shown you earlier. I place it over here in different parts, and I try to level it. So we have these screws which will allow me to level it. So the leveling has been done, and now all that I need to do is add, I have a syringe with me. The liquid is really sticky, so it's gone. I don't want it falling anywhere else. Alright, so I take liquid from the beaker and I keep on putting it over here, and all that I want to do now is to see the reading. As I increase the depth or the height of the liquid in the cylinder, I will be seeing different readings over here, and that's what I want to find out. And finally, I need to plot a graph between the height and the readings. Alright, so I've turned off the lights. It's going to be slightly darker. And now I will be adding more fluid using this syringe over here. I'm adding 5 ml of the fluid. One issue that I see over here is that it has a lot of bubbles, a lot of air bubbles, and that's clearly messing up with my reading. I'll have to wait for some time. For every reading I have to wait for some time so that the bubbles pop. We have the bubbles over here, a lot of them, so I'll have to wait for quite some time now. Instead of pouring it using a syringe or through this pipe, what I think would be the best way would be to to take both of them and put it sideways. I mean, that's the typical way of pouring any fluid or liquid or chemicals, so that there's no air bubbles, and that's what I'll attempt to do. We just don't want any bubbles to form. Pretty good, I would say. There's hardly any bubbles on the surface now. Hardly any bubbles. Yep, that's pretty good. I think that's what I'm going to do from now on. Well, it's been 6 hours since I first started taking data today, and I still don't have a decent data set that I could work with. What seems very easy on the eye is not actually that easy. So the problem that I'm facing here is, yes, obviously there's an overall trend. There is a decrease in intensity as the thickness of the fluid rises, but it's not exactly the way that I want it to be. I think that's how it works, and yeah, I still have to try a lot more to get good data. Essentially, there's so many variables here that it's very prone to errors, and I guess these goddamn bubbles, these are creating a lot of issues for me, and I'm kind of tired right now. And yeah, I guess I'll just keep trying. I don't know for how long. Okay. Clearly, life is being very cruel. There's no order in this universe.
I'm just getting random values now. Like, I don't even know what's going on. It's been 7 hours since I've been working on this. 7 hours today, around 6 hours yesterday, and I'm just done. I guess it's time for me to give up. But I've taken, oh shit, I don't even know what. Anyway, let's just go on.
I take back what I had said earlier. There is definitely order in this world. I finally see a good trend, and I think I should be able to get some good enough data from this. I'll be sharing the results with you, and I guess I'm done for tonight. The excitement that you get when you have to shut down the equipments and just pack up and go home. Best. For the first time I'm getting first-hand experience of what it means to be an experimentalist.